Time is not constant. It's a mind-bending concept, but it's true. The way we experience time can actually shift and change. Stick around, because we're about to unravel the mystery of why the clock seems to be ticking faster than ever before. We'll explore various scientific and psychological theories that explain this sensation and discuss how different factors, from biological to technological, play a role. Time, as we know it, is measured in seconds, minutes, and hours, units that tick away with mathematical precision. But the time we live and feel does not always sync with the clock on the wall. This subjective experience, known as psychological time, varies greatly among individuals and even within one person under different circumstances. Psychological time is influenced by a myriad of factors: emotions, attention, and the presence of new experiences can all warp our perception, making some moments stretch and others seemingly disappear. For instance, a day filled with new experiences and sights can feel long while it's happening, but when we look back, it appears to have gone by in a flash. This is because our brains process new information deeply, which requires more cognitive resources and creates a dense memory packed with detail. Routine and familiarity can make time feel as though it's slipping away. When we engage in habitual activities, our brain doesn't process the experience as deeply, and fewer unique memories are formed. As a result, when we reflect on the period, it feels shorter because there are fewer memorable events to recall. This phenomenon is most noticeable as we grow older, a period when routines tend to solidify, and the influx of novel experiences, common in youth, starts to taper off. The brain's perception of time is not just a curiosity, but a fundamental aspect of our consciousness. By understanding how and why our perception of time changes, we can better manage our lives and potentially slow down our internal clocks to savor every moment. This approach to understanding time challenges us to think differently about our daily experiences and encourages us to introduce more novelty into our routines. By doing so, not only can we alter how we perceive time, but we can also enhance the richness of our lives. As we continue, we'll look deeper into the science behind these concepts and uncover more about how our minds shape our experience of time. Looking into the scientific exploration of time perception, psychologists have identified several key reasons why time seems to accelerate as we age. One of the most compelling theories relates to the amount of new information we process. During childhood and early adulthood, we are constantly encountering first-time experiences. Each new experience requires our brains to create more detailed memories, and when we look back at these memories, time seems to have passed slowly because of the richness and novelty of the memories. As we grow older, the rate of new experiences tends to decrease. Our days become more predictable, and the routine tasks don't create memorable impressions. Consequently, when we reflect on a period filled with routine, there are fewer distinct memories, and it feels as though time has slipped by quickly. This effect is akin to reading a book with repetitive content, quick to read but hard to remember in detail afterward. Another aspect is the proportional theory proposed by psychologists, which suggests that as we age, each year becomes a progressively smaller fraction of our lives. For instance, to a 5-year-old, 1 year is 20% of their entire life, whereas to a 50-year-old, it's only 2%. This changing perspective can make it feel like time is speeding up as we get older. From a biological standpoint, changes in our body and brain as we age also influence how we perceive time. Neurological research has shown that our brain's ability to process stimuli slows down with age. Neurons and their connections, known as synapses, may not fire as quickly as they once did. This slowdown affects how we perceive the passage of time, making shorter intervals feel longer and blending longer periods into what feels like shorter spans. The production of neurotransmitters like dopamine, which plays a crucial role in our brain's reward system and our perception of time, declines with age. Dopamine is linked to motivation and pleasure, and it also helps us gauge time based on expected rewards. A decrease in dopamine levels could make it harder for older adults to track short intervals, contributing to the feeling that time is speeding up. This biological shift is complemented by lifestyle changes. As adults focus more on work and responsibilities, the time dedicated to exploration and leisure diminishes, reinforcing the sensation of time slipping away. By understanding both the psychological and biological frameworks, we can begin to see why our experience of time changes so drastically as we age. It's not just about aging itself, but how our interaction with the world and its stimuli evolves. This knowledge not only explains the feeling of accelerated time, but also provides us with insights into managing our perception by adjusting our experiences and lifestyles. As we explore further, we will look into cultural factors and technological influences that also play significant roles in shaping our experience of time. Our perception of time is also deeply influenced by the cultural context in which we live. Different cultures view and value time in distinct ways, which can profoundly affect how individuals within those cultures perceive the passage of time. For instance, in many Western societies, time is seen as a commodity, something to be spent or saved, leading to a fast-paced lifestyle where productivity and efficiency are paramount. This perception often accelerates our sense of time because we are constantly racing against the clock, trying to accomplish as much as possible. In contrast, many Eastern cultures have a more cyclical view of time, where life is seen as a series of repeating cycles rather than a linear path. This perspective can lead to a more relaxed approach to time, where the rush to beat the clock is less pronounced, potentially making time feel as though it is passing more slowly. Additionally, communal and family-oriented societies might experience time differently as well, prioritizing relationships and community events that could dilate their perception of time through rich social interactions. Globalization and the spread of digital technology have created a hybrid cultural sense in many parts of the world. The constant connectivity and the push for immediate responses have introduced a new layer to our time perception, making days feel shorter, but packed with more activities and interactions. The impact of technology on our perception of time cannot be overstated. In our digital age, technology has dramatically accelerated the pace of life. We receive news updates in real time, communicate instantly across vast distances, and can access vast amounts of information with a few clicks or taps. This constant stream of information and interaction keeps our brains engaged in a way that older generations may not have experienced, leading to a phenomenon known as time compression, where time seems to pass quickly because we are so continuously stimulated. Social media platforms, in particular, play a significant role in this. They not only provide endless content to consume, but also create a loop of instant gratification that makes hours feel like minutes. The ease of scrolling through feeds and watching short, engaging videos can make it seem like time is evaporating before our eyes. Additionally, the blue light emitted by screens can disrupt our circadian rhythms, further distorting our perception of time by affecting our sleep patterns. This digital acceleration is twofold. On the one hand, it has made us more efficient and connected than ever before. On the other hand, it has increased the feeling of life moving at an overwhelming pace, compressing our days into a blur of activity that leaves us wondering where the time has gone. Understanding these cultural and technological influences is crucial for managing our time perception. By recognizing the external factors that accelerate our experience of time, we can take mindful steps to mitigate their impact, such as digital detoxes or prioritizing slow living practices in our daily routines. As we move forward, we'll look into the psychological impacts of feeling like time is speeding up and how this influences our overall well-being. The sensation that time is speeding up does not come without its emotional and psychological implications. For many, this feeling can induce a sense of anxiety or stress, as it appears there is never enough time to complete tasks or enjoy moments fully. The rapid passage of time can make us feel like we are constantly behind, struggling to keep up with life's demands. This constant race against time can lead to burnout and a decrease in overall life satisfaction, as it feels like meaningful experiences are slipping away too quickly. The perception of accelerated time can also evoke nostalgia and a longing for the past, when time seemed to move slower and life appeared simpler. Such reflections can contribute to feelings of sadness or loss, particularly as we age and face significant life transitions like retirement or children leaving home. These emotional responses are important to acknowledge as they influence how we manage our lives and make decisions about how we spend our time. To counteract the psychological stress of feeling like time is speeding up, incorporating mindfulness practices into daily life can be incredibly beneficial. Mindfulness involves staying present and fully engaging with the current moment without judgment. By focusing on the here and now, we can slow our perception of time, making life feel richer and more manageable. Practicing mindfulness can be as simple as paying close attention to our sensory experiences, what we see, hear, and feel, or dedicating time to activities like meditation or deep breathing exercises. These practices help to ground us in the present and can make our perception of time expand, as we're no longer rushing from one moment to the next, but are fully experiencing each one. Additionally, engaging in activities that require our full attention and concentration, such as hobbies or learning new skills, can also alter our experience of time. When we are deeply involved in a task, our sense of time can slow down, a phenomenon often referred to as being in the flow. These activities not only enhance our life satisfaction by providing a sense of accomplishment and joy, but also help us to feel more in control of how our time is spent. While we continue to explore ways to manage and understand our perception of time, it's important to remember that while the clock never stops ticking, our experience of time is something we can influence. By making mindful choices about how we engage with the world, and by understanding the factors that shape our perception, we can begin to feel more connected to the passage of time, rather than at its mercy. In the next part, we will offer practical tips on how to enhance daily experiences and make the most of the time we have. In our pursuit to manage the swift passage of time, there are several actionable steps we can take to enrich our everyday experiences and potentially slow our perception of time. The first step is diversifying our daily routines. Introducing new activities can make each day stand out, creating more memorable moments which our brain interprets as a slowing of time. This could be as simple as taking a different route to work, trying out new recipes, or dedicating time to a new hobby. These changes help to break the monotony of routine, making each day distinct and memorable. Another effective strategy is prioritizing time for relaxation and leisure. It's essential to balance productivity with periods of rest and recreation. Engaging in activities that we enjoy, like reading, painting, or spending time in nature, can help decompress our minds and slow our internal clock. These moments allow us to savor time rather than watch it slip away amidst a flurry of tasks. Planning regular social interactions is also key. Spending time with family and friends can enrich our lives with joyful experiences and strong emotional memories, which can make time feel more expansive. These interactions don't just provide emotional satisfaction, they also create complex experiences that our brain takes time to process, thereby extending our perception of time. While we wrap up our video of why time feels like it's speeding up, it's important to reflect on the various dimensions that influence our perception of time, from psychological and biological factors to cultural and technological impacts. Understanding these elements allows us to take proactive steps in shaping how we experience time. Remember, While time itself is a constant, our experience of it is not. We have the power to influence how we perceive and live through the passing moments. By adopting mindfulness practices, diversifying our experiences, and taking time to connect with others, we can begin to feel more in control of our time and enjoy a richer, more fulfilling life. Time may seem to speed up as we age, but with intentional actions and a mindful approach, we can cultivate a sense of fulfillment and extend the perceived length of our days. Cherish each moment, grab new experiences, and remember that every day is an opportunity to create lasting memories that slow down our internal clock.